Hello everyone, I hope you are well. Welcome to my channel. So let's get right into it. So this is going to be a psychic sit down with Archangel Michael. I've already called in my spiritual call of my highest good and highest possible path. So we're calling Archangel Michael here for any insights, guidance and messages that we as a collective need to hear for the year 2025. So I did write a automatic writing poem for this reading. So I'll just read that out to you guys and then we'll begin with the reading. So it says, many will be crowned, many will lose their frown. Those who hold gold within, inner richness with a cheeky grin, strut like an angel, claim your rebirth. Like a lotus, you rose from the dirt. 2024 showed you adjacent doors. 2025 you must walk through with or without an applause. No need for validation, no room for stagnation. Move of your own accord. You're a child of God, believe in yourself more. So I also wrote down some like downloads that I was getting at the same time that automatic writing poem came through, and I just kept seeing Virgo like the zodiac sign of Virgo, and then Spirit started talking about health, and they were saying that health is wealth. So I do feel like I'm not sure of the astrology of 2025. I'm not an astrologer, it's not my forte, but they did keep showing me Virgo. So Virgo is very, very significant, and I know it is associated with health. I also Googled to see what else it is associated with. And it said Virgo is the second largest constellation in the sky and is known for its thousands of galaxies. It's associated with the myth of Demeter, the Greek goddess of harvest. So again, harvest makes you think of abundance. It makes me think of cornucopia, and I'm seeing a card. I think it's actually from this deck. It's called cornucopia, but that's what I'm being shown. So it is a harvest. So a lot of people who I'm hearing you reap what you sow. So a lot of people who've been walking this path of ascension, who have been doing the inner work, who've been doing the shadow work, and who are walking those paths and those careers that are connected to being of service, your harvest will be coming in. Your flowers will be coming in. And they're also saying, like, don't give up at the last hurdle. They keep saying this and they keep repeating it, so obviously it needs to be drilled into someone who's watching a lot of these videos, whether you're hearing this. Don't give up at the last hurdle, because you were right there. Like, it's so close, you were right there, but it's something that you can't see. Some of the blessings and opportunities that will be coming in for you guys, you'll be able to feel it. Some of you could be dreaming of it, because I'm being shown dreams. But some of them you won't be able to see, or you don't know how far away it is. And they keep saying, keep going, because you're right there. It's literally like there's a thin veil, and you're kind of like, you're behind this veil, you're kind of pondering, you're like, like, what was the point? Have I done all of this for nothing? Maybe I should turn around, maybe I should go over there, go down that alleyway down there, or go down that path down there. And the veil is so thin, but right behind the veil, this is your blessing, this is the opportunity, it's right there. Like, you could literally just put your hand through and touch it. It is right there. And they're saying, do not give up. What else were they saying? Oh, they were showing me a memory. It was quite a few years ago now. It's probably like 7 or 8 years ago now. But I remember it was a full moon or a new moon, because I was talking to my friend at the time. We went out for lunch. I was talking to her at the time about the new moon and the full moon. And I think she was actually talking about how it is connected to like health. So a lot of shifts and changes will happen around the full or new moon in Virgo, connected to people's health. And that day I actually suffered from anaphylactic shock and realised that I am allergic to pine nuts. I'd never had pine nuts before that day. I had pine nuts that day. It was in a pesto. And I went into anaphylactic shock and I had to be rushed to hospital. But they were bringing that memory up. And they were saying that allergies or new sensitivities to certain foods, or what we use to cook our food in, will come to light for some. So this could be like food oils. I'm also seeing grains, but food oils. So some of you could realize you have a sensitivity to certain foods or certain oils that you may have always eaten, or it could be something new that you haven't tried before. Because like I said, with pine nuts, I'd never tried them before, so it could be something new that you're trying. It could be, I keep seeing oil, so it could be like a cooking oil that you use. You realize you have an allergy or a sensitivity to it. But for some of you, it could also be something that you've always eaten, and all of a sudden your body's rejecting it. It's like, no more. I don't want this anymore. And then Spirit will also talking about fasting. So those of you who feel called to fast or feel called to do like a juice cleanse, Spirit wants to see more fasting. They want to see more people doing juice cleanses for spiritual rejuvenation, not just to assist you with like weight loss, obviously intermediate fasting, different kinds of fasting and juice cleanses will assist you with your physical goals of weight loss. But this is more so to do with spiritual rejuvenation. Like on those days that you fast, you'll be praying more, you'll be doing more of your spiritual discipline, your spiritual rituals to connect you more with the Most High and your higher self. But that was coming through for someone. And they were also speaking about the goddess energy, and I know Virgo is connected to the goddess. Obviously it brought up that Greek mythology, Demeter, that goddess, but I know Virgo is also connected to, they're saying Ishtar and Isis is coming through. So there's a lot of goddess energy that's coming through, and with this goddess energy, spirit are wanting us to release what doesn't serve us. I'm hearing banish. So maybe some of you need to banish heavy energy or people who are sending like evil eye at you, and you already know. I feel like this is for people who already do this, but they're wanting you to stay on top of your game when it comes to putting up your spiritual armor, when it comes to praying against people who have hateful energies towards you, or even energies and lower level entities that are attempting to psychically attack you. They want you to step into that divine feminine energy, that goddess energy. And they want you praying more, because remember that the spiritual realm is a woman's domain. I'm just being shown a womb. They're saying the spiritual realm is a divine feminine, a woman's domain, and this material, they're saying material matter. This material matter is more the divine masculine's domain, and now I'm being shown a shield, the divine shield. This is what I call men, divine masculines, the divine shield. And obviously Archangel Michael, he carries the shield, the divine shield. He also carries the sword of truth, and he is connected to banishing, to doing cord cutting. So remember, you can call in Archangel Michael if you need assistance in banishing any heavy energy, or if you feel like you're under psychic attack, call in Archangel Michael and obviously the Most High. But that's coming through for someone. So we're going to get into the reading. Do you want to start with this deck? Yeah. So what messages do we as a collective need to hear for the year 2025? I had been feeling at the end of 2024. I mean, I'm still in 2024 and I'm doing this video. We've got a few days left until 2025. But I had been feeling like huge shifts, and I definitely know there's going to be a complete like timeline split. So those people who are choosing to ascend and then people who are choosing to descend, we're going to see a complete split. You're going to see in 2025 who has been claiming their rebirth and who's choosing to stay a victim. It's going to become very, very obvious in 2025, because these people are just going to remain stagnant. Their life isn't going to change. But those of you who've been putting in that work, your life is going to change. I mean, it has to change. That's the result of doing the work, right? It has to change, and you're claiming your life to change, so it will change. We have appreciation. The Spirit is saying to always show gratitude, because this will always help you with getting to your heart's desire, showing gratitude for where you are at. And remember, I know it's annoying to hear sometimes that we're always right where we're supposed to be. In the divine orchestration, in the grand scheme of things, we are always where we are supposed to be. And they're asking you to show gratitude for where you are right now. You can like journal or make a list of things that you're grateful for. And it can be like those simple everyday things. So like, I'm grateful for the roof over my head. I'm grateful for the food that I can fill my belly with. I'm grateful for having the option that I could fast or do a juice cleanse. I'm hearing. I'm grateful for the clothes I have. I'm grateful for my children. If you have children, I'm grateful for my friends, my family. I'm grateful for this job. Even if you don't want to be in the 9 to 5 of the job that you're at right now, the career that you're in, they're showing. They keep wanting to say showing. They're saying to show appreciation for being somewhere, even if you don't want to be there, because this is going to help you move out of that energy when you show gratitude for where you were at. Some of you could be like taking a lot of walks in the woods. So I was just hearing like someone lost in the woods. Maybe this is how you felt in the past, or maybe this is how you felt throughout 2024, that you were kind of lost in the wilderness or lost in the woods. I'm seeing someone standing in the woods, and you're pulling out this compass, and you're like I don't know where I should be going next. And there's like a lot of fog that was around, but I feel like you tuned into the inner compass. So you were holding a compass outside of yourself, right? You were like looking at it like, oh, I don't know where to go next. But it's like, you were like, hold on, I've got a compass within me. So you put this compass down that was outside of you, and you're listening to the inner compass within you. And then it's like you see a path that's lit up. It's like all of a sudden this path gets lit up in the fog, and you can see, and you follow the light. I'm just hearing follow the light. I'm also hearing follow the stream and follow the light. So maybe some of you actually got lost on like a hike or in the woods, and you saw a stream, you saw water running, and you followed it, and it could have led you to a path where you managed to then get back on track and get out. What else, Spirit? We have Angel of Love, yeah. And that the heart right there that you see, it's kind of floating out of her chest. That heart is representing the inner compass. So this is your intuition, and this is the voice within. This is the spark of the divine and God that exists within you, that you listen to throughout 2024, even in those times where you didn't necessarily want to listen. Because I'm seeing someone kind of hearing begrudged, the word begrudge. So you just weren't happy with where you were at, or you weren't happy with yourself, or the way that you weren't pouring into the self, the way that you weren't loving on yourself. And you realized this. I feel like a lot of you realized this quite early on in the year. So 2024, you were like, right, I'm going to listen to myself more. I'm going to pour into myself. What do I need? And then I feel like a lot of you were sitting down and like trying to figure out your triggers and get to the root of your triggers. Like, why does this annoy me? You were just sitting with yourself and asking yourself, why do I do what I do? Why does my mind work the way it does? Why does my heart have these desires? Why does my heart have these longings? It's like you were sitting down and you're really getting to know yourself and looking in the mirror. A lot of you could have been doing shadow work in the mirror, like mirror work. I'm just seeing someone dancing in front of the mirror, and you're just really gazing into your eyes and into your soul in front of the mirror. And also, Spirit are talking about how mirrors are portals. So I feel like a lot of you know this. You know that mirrors are portals. A lot of you could have been practicing astral travel, but they're saying while you are awake. So maybe a lot of you have a gift for out-of-body experiences and astral travel, but not just like at night time when you're asleep in the dream state. I feel like you do this like while you are awake. And now I'm there talking about waking visions. So a lot of you could have been really working to develop your third eye and your crown chakra, to develop your clairvoyance and your psychic nature. But a lot of you do have a gift for out-of-body projection. So I'm just seeing like someone's soul is tethered to their body, but the soul is like up here above, hovering above the body, and you're just staring at your body. And like you're looking at yourself from this perspective of your soul. You're looking at the human, and you're like kind of looking at yourself like like a mother and a father would look at their newborn baby. You know, when you just have your newborn baby and you just stare at it, and you stare at all of the beautiful features in their face, and you don't want to let them go. You just always want them on you. It's like you were looking at yourself, your human self, in this way, from the perspective of your soul, and you realize that your soul sees like your human self as like a newborn, as perfect, as beautiful. What else, Spirit? I'm hearing you really saw yourself in a new light in 2024, and I feel like a lot of you know that you've got your own back. It's not just Spirit and your ancestors that have got your back. You know that you have got your back. You can rely on yourself. And this is going to be very, very true going into 2025. You're going to be relying on yourself and God before you go to anybody else for seeking their advice or their opinions. I feel like a lot of you won't be doing that in 2025. You'll just be you'll be turning to yourself. Obviously, you want to turn and kind of open up to the people that you love and trust that are around you. But first and foremost, you were going to yourself and you were going to God. We have attachment, yeah. So you drop those masks of what you were attached to, or who society says you need to be, or who your family and friends say that you need to be. You've pulled off all of these masks. I'm just seeing these masks and they've got different words on. So some of the masks will say like mum, dad. Others are saying daughter, sister, brother, uncle, aunt. And others have now, they've got like different jobs on them. I'm seeing like carpenter. That's coming through for someone. Carpenter and all these different jobs. And it's like people are removing these masks. So you're getting down. I'm hearing the nitty and gritty. You did the nitty and gritty. You got to the nitty and gritty, but this is to do with yourself. You're like, okay, who am I? Who really am I? Like, who is this soul within? Where has this soul been before? And why is my soul here in this lifetime? Like, who did my soul want me to come here and be in this lifetime, in the grand scheme of things? So you're really looking at yourself, and you're looking at your purpose from a very like a higher perspective. They're showing me an eagle. An eagle is the bird. I think eagle is the bird that flies the highest in the sky. Pretty sure. So you're seeing from a really high perspective. And you're seeing yourself in a higher light. You hold yourself in a high regard now, whereas in the past you may have belittled yourself, or it could have been the people around you that kind of were like digging and putting you down, but you're not allowing that to happen anymore. And again, I'm hearing cord cut, cord cut. So a lot of you do need to be doing a cord cut before you move into 2025. It's really going to assist you. And they're also talking about how, so I'll do a ritual and I'll do meditation, I'll journey and I'll connect to my higher self and my spiritual court, but I'll release energetic bio from my root, from my feet, the chakras that are in my feet and the chakras that are in my hands. I kind of visualizing myself like pulling like a plug on these chakras, and then this like energetic bio gets released and comes out. And when it comes out, that's when I can really and truly ground and anchor to Mother Earth. And that's when I can really and truly open myself up and connect to the divine more. So the energetic bio can act as like a build-up, and it kind of blocks us from connecting with ourselves. We have first chakra, Archangel Michael. Love that. So Archangel Michael is letting us know that he is here. And again, he wants a lot of people to be doing this to make sure you're not just cleansing your physical body with like fasting and diets and what you eat and exercise, but you want to be cleansing your energetic body. Remember, the energetic body and the spiritual body, they kind of take the brunt of everything. And we are in a spiritual warfare, so you want to be looking after your spiritual bodies and your energetic bodies. But he is wanting some of you guys to do meditations where you're visualizing, you call in your spiritual court of your highest good and highest possible path. You call in Archangel Michael and you ask him to cut any cords that aren't serving you. But you also ask your spiritual court to release any energetic build-up and bio that may be trapped within your body. Particularly, it's normally within the root chakra, your chakras that are in your feet and then your hands. You can also go to an energy healer or a shamanic healer, like a Reiki healer, energy healer, or a shamanic healer that you're drawn to assist you with this. But he is wanting us to really work on the root and feeling secure and stable within ourselves. So asking me to read out a poem. Hold on. Okay, so he wanted me to read out Archangel Michael prayer that I wrote for another video of mine on this channel. So I'll link that video below. But I'll just read the prayer out for you guys here. So it says, I call Archangel Michael into this space, across all realms, dimensions, time and place. I ask to be cloaked in your blue ray light, protection, truth and divine insight. With your shield we repel evil and lies. With your sword we cut toxic ties. Release energetic cores that leech and drain. Remove people and entities that cause only pain. This spiritual path will never be in vain. My auric field is my armor. Any holes are filled by angelic karma. I stay away from unnecessary drama. My soul, body and mind are at peace. My lower and higher self unify me. With Michael by my side, I will always achieve not just my goals, but my God-given destiny. Whenever I'm stuck, lost or afraid, I know I'm not alone. I call out Michael's name and he guides me home, safe, secure and sovereign. So again, I'll put that poem below and a link to the Archangel Michael prayer video I did, because it could have messages in there for you guys. But he wanted me to read that out. So a lot of you, he is wanting you to really cord cut, cord cut, cord cut. That's all I'm hearing. Do cord cuts, banishing, get rid of the energies and even like the patternings and the habits that still may be attached to you that could be lingering that you've been trying to get rid of in 2024. You want to completely banish these now. Banish these now going into 2025. Some of you, this could be cords that are connected to your throat chakra. I'm hearing families, and maybe it's like family members who don't want you speaking your truth. It could be because you'll be outing a family member who needs to be held accountable for like any abuse or any wrongdoing that they've done, and they've kind of always got away with it, or your family may tend to sweep things under the rug a lot. So that's coming through for someone to do some work and some clearing on your throat chakra, because you will be standing sovereign and you will be speaking your truth. What else, Spirit? Can I get one more card from this deck, please? One more card from this deck, please. They're also talking about how this will be a good year. 2025 will be a good year for energy healers. People in general who do work with their energy body. Is going to be a really great year. And specifically for those of you who see healing as an art. They're saying not healing ability, but healing as an art. And I'm just seeing someone with like a paintbrush and a canvas. But it's like this canvas is energetic and the paintbrush is kind of painting light. It's like you're painting light and you're shifting things around. Like you can unblock and you can rebalance people's chakra systems. And some of you can also, I'm seeing like a, like, you know, like a dirty window being cleaned. But again, this is all energetic. So it's like you can move the fog and clean the dirtiness or any heaviness that people have picked up and that are carrying within their auric field. You know how to cleanse this and get rid of it. That's coming through for someone. For those of you who are healers, who are very powerful healers. And this is rooted in your, not just your purpose, but you have a deep love and a deep resonance for healing. And every single healing session of yours and every single client, it's always very authentic. It's like you tailor it specifically for your client's needs. It's not generic. They're saying it's not generic. You're the real deal. You're a very powerful healer and you get to the root. And then we have here all tied up. So it's those healers who know how to unbind people, like get people out of a bind and remove really heavy energy. A lot of you may have something about you that's alien-like. Like maybe you've got huge doe eyes, but there's something about you that's otherworldly and alien-like. It may not be in your physicality. It could also just be in like your energy body and your spiritual body. You could even have had people say like, you're not from here. This is coming through for someone. You could have been on a date, like a first date, or maybe this happens to you a lot when you dated in the past, or when you go on first dates. Like people saying to you, like, are you a witch? That's what I'm hearing. Like, oh, you're a witch, or are you a witch? Or they could be saying like, you're not from here. And they could be looking at you weirdly, like, is she even human? Is he even human? That's coming through for someone. But you know how to get people out of a bind. And you would have realized this in 2024. I'm not speaking to someone who doesn't know what the purpose is here. The fact that you are a healer, you know that you're a healer, and you would have known for some time. A lot of you, this will be your profession. And going into 2025, you're going to be doing a lot of unbinding on other people because you have got yourself out of a bind. This is like, it's connected to that person that was holding the compass, and you really connected to your inner compass. Which deck next, Spirit? This one? What do the collective need to hear now? They're asking me to look at the other download that I had. I had a few when I was connecting to the energy of 2025. Okay, so the last one was, this was it. I just kept hearing, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. You know, from Finding Nemo. It was that with Dory, but I kept hearing, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. And then all of a sudden, they were like, I kept hearing the coral reef, the coral reef. And then I was shown a vision of like this little clownfish, and he's like trying to find his way, and then all of a sudden there it is, it's beautiful, colourful, beautiful coral reef, and he's found his way home. And then they said, no more long stretch, you're right there. The long path / bridge was in 2024. If you put in those steps, you'll be near your destination. If you figured out how to quantum jump, help a brother or sister out. And then I was being shown like a hand appearing from nowhere on a bridge, or like on a long stretch of road. This hand just appeared out of nowhere, and then it pulled people through a portal. But it was like only certain people could see the hand appearing out of nowhere, and those who saw the hand, they reached out, they grabbed it, they got pulled through the portal. So that is coming through. And I do feel like a lot more people are going to be speaking on, they're saying quantum physics, but when it comes to like timeline jumping and quantum leap and quantum jumping and the fast track, a lot of people are going to be speaking about their experiences with timeline jumping and like glitches in the matrix. We've already been seeing this in 2024, but we're going to be seeing it a lot more in 2025. And there's going to be no denying that this is real. I'm hearing there's going to be no denying that this is real, and it does happen, and it happens all the time. That's too many. We have confusion. So the state of confusion, you see how like this, the man in the cloud is kind of like blowing. I'm just seeing like this as your ancestors in spirit blowing away the fog. They're blowing away the confusion. But they're able to do this because of all of the work that you've been doing, because you have to get yourself to a certain point in a certain frequency for certain spirit guides to be able to step in and help you. But then we have our core spiritual core. You have your ancestors and guides that have always walked with you since the moment you were born. But there's certain spirit guides, and I'm hearing gatekeepers that you will connect with when you get to each certain gate in each certain point. And these points are on the higher timelines and higher frequencies. Once you get to these gates and these doorways, that next spirit guide will come through, who needs to walk with you to help you get through this doorway and help you walk this little bit. It's just like a little bit of a path. So it's not a spirit guide who's going to be there for the long haul. It's like they're there for this season to assist you. I'm hearing Azmat Kadom. as macadome. So they exist on the same frequency, or not frequency, they exist in the same realm as our higher selves. They're like spiritual helpers that's coming through. I believe that they are spoken about within the Quran as macadome. That's coming through for someone. But they're spiritual helpers, and they kind of exist on the same plane as our higher selves. They're hearing like in between human and an angel. So that's coming through for someone. So these spiritual helpers will be meeting you once you've pulled yourself up to this vibration. They're going to meet you, and they're going to help you get up to the next one, and then the next one, and the next one. But I'm just seeing these spiritual helpers. They're blowing away the fog, but the only reason they can blow away this fog, which can allow you to see where you need to be going next, is because of the work that you've also been doing. So it's not just like God and the Most High who have like pulled you up and got you here. It is you doing the work. It's you taking those steps. I'm hearing realistic and realism. Maybe in 2024 you got really realistic and real about what it is you wanted out of life, about why you were here in this lifetime. And maybe the reason that gratitude, showing gratitude and appreciation for where you were at was coming through, because you really had to be thankful for where you were at, even though you didn't want to be there. You had to find it within yourself to show gratitude, even though you were like, why am I still here? Why am I here and still here? Why am I still here? What else, Spirit? What else do the collective need to hear? We have impatience. Yeah, so this is literally like the energy that you was in. You were being impatient. You were like, I'm tired of being God's strongest warrior. I don't want to be on the front lines anymore. You see how this person is all in armor and they're on this ladder. So you are in a high vibration and you are ascending, but you just need to have a bit more patience. And like I said, the blessing, the opportunity is right there. The veil is very thin. This could be a test. You could be being tested by Spirit. To see if you will hold that frequency, or see if you're just going to choose to go backwards, choose to descend. I'm seeing someone stuff their face with junk food. So maybe you made changes in your diet. You could have been going to the gym, exercising, really working on your physicality, but also connecting to the fact that this physical body is a vessel. We do need to take care of it. Remember, health is wealth. What they were talking about at the beginning, health is wealth. And they were like giving you a test. Maybe you weren't seeing the changes that you wanted to see within your body at first, and they were testing to see if you're just going to go back and binge, go back and eat all of the crap and undo the work that you've done. So remember that, and I feel like in 2024, a lot of it was a huge test to see if we really and truly were walking the talk and can really and truly hold the frequency that you were claiming that you want to be on, hold that high vibration. Because Spirit isn't just going to give you something and bring in an opportunity if you're going to mess it up. If you're not really and truly going to appreciate it. What else, Spirit? We have perception. Beautiful. I love how there's a portal behind her. So we've got butterflies here, which represent change and transformation. And I feel like that was the theme for 2024. For 2024, it was like we were all being prepared for the blessings, the opportunities, and the higher timelines and vibrations that we will be on in 2025. You had to be prepared to walk through this portal, because this portal is going to hold magic, and I'm hearing supernatural abilities that you need to be ready for, and you do really need to be able to hold these abilities within your physical body, your energetic body. So we were being prepared. There was a lot of purging that was going on in 2024, a lot of death and rebirth, a lot of death of ego, Spirit is saying. But you really shifted your perception. I'm seeing the hangman from Tarot. So it's seeing from a different point of view. And like I said in the beginning of the reading, you're seeing from a higher perspective now. It's not just about you. I'm hearing it's not just about me. You're looking at things about how it affects people around you, people you love, but also the wider world. How it affects humanity as a whole. So you are really aware now, and you're going to be even more aware going into 2025, how you are powerful and how the work that you're doing is actually assisting and moving humanity up as a collective to a higher frequency. So you're realizing the part that you play in the divine orchestration. So in 2025, you're going to be, I'm hearing, sovereign and free. So in 2025, a lot of you are going to be truly sovereign and free. You're going to know what freedom is because of the work that you did in 2024. Some of you, your voice could literally be changing. There's a lot of power and conviction behind your voice, because obviously you're a sovereign being. You know that you're a soul having a human experience. But it's like you know this now at an even deeper level. It's like, again, they're showing me that vision of the soul that's kind of hovering above somebody's body. It's like you're doing astral projection and you're staring at your human self and you're in awe of your human self, but you're looking at your human self as a newborn baby, and you understand how old and how ancient and how powerful your soul is, where your soul has been before. They keep showing me like this soul is still tethered to this physical body, but it's kind of flying around here, there, and everywhere, and it's able to pull up like different screens or pull up different scenes of the past lifetimes that you've been, and different dimensions and realms that your soul has been in and is still connected to. So again, they're talking about quantum physics. So quantum physics, timeline jump, and all of this is really, really going to be coming into the public eye, into the masses' consciousness in 2025. A lot more people will be walking through portals, and it will be undeniable the fact that you've walked through a portal, that you've just walked into a different dimension. And again, they're talking about time lapse, a time lapse. What else, Spirit? Some of you could be being visited by a lot of white birds, or birds that are known to be connected with what's sacred, or connected to passed over loved ones, connected to spirit, basically. So the white dove, I always connect with spirit, but that's come through for someone. You could notice like a lot of birds are literally just, maybe they're like landing on your window and they're literally just staring at you, but they're staring dead in your eye. That you can't, there's like no doubt in your mind that this bird is literally staring at you, is looking at your soul, and is trying to speak with you like telepathically. So for a lot of you, you could be noticing that birds are kind of just either flying at your window, or maybe you're out and about, you're going for a walk, so I'm seeing someone walking down the street, and they'll just stop on a wall and just stare at you, and they're looking dead in your eye. We have here expansion. And again, you see like there's two cards now with like wind and someone blowing at you, blowing at like your auric field and your spiritual body. So a lot of your spiritual helpers, again, they're saying your spiritual court and your spiritual helpers, they're going to be blowing away all of the muck and all of the debris now. But they're able to do this because you have pulled yourself up. You've also been doing the work. They're not on the other side doing all of the work for you. Because what would be the point? There'll be no point in you incarnating, having a human experience. It might as well be the spirit guides who are going to be incarnating. And this is what you realize. So you did a lot of work in 2024, and it has paid off. You've, can't even speak. I said paid up. So again, confirmation, you've pulled yourself up to a really high frequency. Some of you may be doubting that you're even in a high frequency at the moment. You may not realize like where you are at. And it's like one day you might just be looking down and see it, and you're like, and it could be like, because obviously we're at the end of the year, so you tend to look back at old memories. Maybe you're looking back at old photos and like old videos on your phone. And that is when you have the aha moment and realize like just how far you've actually come and who you are now. You may not recognize yourself from who you were a year ago. And that is the goal, right? You don't want to be recognizing yourself month to month to month. You want to be bettering yourself. You want to be moving on up to higher timelines and higher frequencies. And this is what you are doing. For a lot of you, they're talking about a cloaking. It's like you were hidden in plain sight and you were being cloaked. So maybe some of you may have always felt like you were invisible. This could have been for those of you who have an abandonment wound. You could have felt that you were invisible. People didn't necessarily see you. They may have been looking at you, but they didn't see you. Going into 2025, this cloak is coming off. People are going to see you. They're going to see you truly. They're going to see your soul. They're going to see your light, which is why you had to learn to see your soul and see your human self from the perspective that you now do. Because if all these people were coming in and they were seeing all of your beauty and all of your light and your divinity, you may have wanted to then like pull that cloak on yourself. You want to try and pull it off of God and off of the divine and put it back over yourself and hide. So you had to be ready for people to see you, see who you really are. I'm seeing this woman here as a healer. So a lot of you watching are healers. It doesn't matter if you practice a healing profession. Some of you could be artists. You could be in the beauty industry. Again, I'm hearing carpenter, a carpenter. So you could be someone who works in construction. Maybe you build things and you're good with your hands. You could be very crafty. Or you could be like a stay-at-home mum, a stay-at-home dad. Whatever it is, you are a healer. And you see here, she's got the world within her stomach, within her womb. So a lot of you will be pregnant with new ideas going into 2025. You're going to be very, very fertile. And I'm hearing that the soil is ripe. The soil is ripe. This isn't just connected to bringing through spirit babies. But some of you will be conceiving and be having children in 2025. And here in 2025, baby. Some of you will be having a child. But for a lot of you, this is pregnant with ideas. And your creative ability is going to be through the roof. And a lot of you are going to be creating things that are really going to help humanity to see. It's like what you're creating is going to bring colour back to people's lives that were once dull or were grey. You're going to be bringing colour to people's lives. But again, this could just be your essence and your energy. Because obviously as a healer, this is what you're going to do. You breathe life into people. That's why they keep bringing through the wind and the blowing. You breathe life back into people because you've breathed life back into yourself. You raised yourself up from the dead, so you now have that know-how and that wisdom to bring other people up from the dead. What else, Spirit? We have faith, yeah. I love how all of these cards that are coming out, they have angels on them. So this is that confirmation that you're very, very connected to your divinity, and you're very connected to the angelic side of you, that light side of you. You're not afraid to be in the dark. You're not afraid to face your demons. You've done all of this. You've been in hell and you found those steps to get out and get yourself to heaven, get yourself to a higher vibration and timeline. You've done all of this work, which is why a lot of you are powerful healers at your core, and how you do have these supernatural abilities. Again, they're just showing me someone staring at their physical body while they're out of their body. So a lot of you, this is a gift that you will be delving into more in 2025. But you held that faith in those moments when you wanted to give up. You held that faith. You believed in yourself, and you believed in your path, and you believed in God. And this is going to be paying off in 2025. I'm hearing the three wise men, It's like you're being brought gifts from both people in your physical reality, but also from spirit. You're being brought gifts. I'm hearing discount, and I'm hearing like winning prizes. So some of you could have dreams, or maybe it's through this ability where you can astral travel, but a lot of you are going to have dreams of winning something, and it's like the dream is telling you step by step what you need to be doing. So it's like you could have a dream that you won money on a scratch card, and you went into this specific news agents that is on your street or near to where you work, and you go in there. You go into that exact shop on the day that the dream was. So you could literally be seeing like I'm seeing Tuesday for some reason. You could be seeing like a Tuesday within your dream. So you go in there on a Tuesday and you buy this specific scratch card, and then you win some money. It's like something like that. But you have a lot of gifts and inheritance I'm hearing that is coming through. For some of you, it could be a physical inheritance, which is bittersweet, of like somebody passing away. So then you get money, maybe from like a house sale, or maybe they had money, so they leave you money in their will. That's coming through for someone. But there's also the spiritual inheritance that's coming through from you doing all of this work and unchaining yourself and unchaining your ancestors. You'll be getting gifts, and it's like they're all lining up to give you. They're so proud of what you've done, because you've not only freed yourself, you've freed them. Remember that we are our ancestors and they are us. So when you are sovereign, you've also freed all of your lineage, your bloodline. What else, Spirit? What do the collective need to hear when it comes to 2025? We have the moon. Pay attention to your intuition at this time and move ahead confidently. Obviously, the moon as well represent things that are unknown. So I feel like for a lot of you, the blessings and opportunities and the people that you will meet that are very, very significant to your path in 2025, a lot of it is hidden. And as soon as you step into 2025, it's like this cloak is coming off. Like I just see someone taking this cloak off, but the spirit also helping you take this cloak off. And you're like, I'm here. I'm here. You're like announcing that you're there. And it's like the party can begin now because I'm here. That's coming through for someone. So you could be someone, you could have that personality where you are like the life and soul of the party. But also this is energetically and spiritually. It's like when you walk into a coffee shop, people might just turn around and stare at you. That sort of thing, when you walk in somewhere, you change the energy of the room, or people can just see your divinity, they can see your light, and they kind of just stop and stare. They may not realize that they're doing it, but they'll stop and stare. But again, this is giving me pregnancy and being fertile. And again, not a physical pregnancy, but it's like you're pregnant with all of these ideas, but you're actually going to pull these ideas into the physical. You're going to put these ideas out there, earth side. You're going to be giving birth in 2025. What else, Spirit? You're going to be giving birth to your purpose in 2025. Can I get one more card, please, from this deck? What does the collective need to hear? One more card, please. Thank you. We have Angel. Your angels are guiding and protecting you on your spiritual journey. Do you know what this is? I think a lot of people are going to be capturing not just orbs in like photos and videos, but actual angels. Like maybe you look up to the sky and you literally see clouds and it is in the shape of an angel, but it's to the point where people are going to stop and be like, and just staring up at this cloud that is in the shape of an angel, because you know full well that's not just a cloud, that is an angel. I feel like a lot of people, or maybe it's like a few people, but these videos and these images go viral. People are going to capture angels on video, on camera, because they're revealing themselves, they're showing themselves to us, because humanity as a whole, we've pulled ourselves up to a higher level of consciousness. I know it looks like the world is just going to shit right now, but behind the scenes there is a huge awakening going on, and a lot more people are waking up to the truths and to a lot of illusions and a lot of truths, light truths, but also dark truths within this world. A lot is being exposed. We're all seeing this. It's like 2024 was that year of exposure. 2025, that's going to continue. More things are being exposed. More masks are coming off and more people are waking up. But we're going to be seeing more divinity and more beauty, I'm hearing. So I feel like a lot of people will actually be seeing angels and be capturing them on video, on camera. It's like there's going to be no denying, no denial in 2025 when it comes to the spirit world, when it comes to God and the supernatural existing and actually being very natural. It's just that we've been programmed in such a way to not believe these things or just think it's myth or fantasy. What else, Spirit? Can I get a few cards from this deck? What does the collective need to hear when it comes to 2025? We have boundaries, set them daily. I love there's a key. See, there's a key here. And this like, it looks like the entrance of a castle, but that's all there is. So again, it's giving me those vibes of a portal. And it's like you hold the key to self-mastery. You hold the key to this portal. And you don't need a physical key. What you need is a key that is of a certain frequency. And a lot of you have attuned yourself, have aligned yourself to this frequency. And you're going to be walking through this portal to the sun, to your life's purpose, to happiness, to clarity, to your divinity, and to who your soul truly is. So a lot of you, again, because we had the cord cutting and the banishing message that was coming through, boundaries is just confirming this, to keep your spiritual armor up. You don't want to be having walls up, because when you have walls up, you block those genuine people and you block those blessings and those opportunities as well. So you don't want to be having these walls up, but you do want to have your spiritual armor up. You can visualize your auric field being spiritual armor, like your auric field being made of golden holy light. And if there are any energy leaks or any holes, you want to be asked for these to be filled by Archangel Michael, by your spiritual team, with holy light. The more powerful and strong that your auric field is, the more when psychic attacks or evil or just hate, lower level energies are trying to come in and attack you and infiltrate your energy field, it's just going to bounce off and ricochet off when you have that powerful auric field. So that is your spiritual armor, remember. But the key is a significant symbol here. You could have been seeing keys everywhere towards the end of 2024. Or maybe you just take the symbol of the key and it's like an ornate key. Because I know with me, the key is a very powerful symbol that has been following me like throughout my spiritual path. But I feel like for a lot of you, you would have also been seeing keys throughout your spiritual path. And it's just that that remembrance from spirit that we hold the key to ourselves. That we hold the key to that dream life and that dream reality that we've always wanted to be on. And it isn't the fact that you've always just wanted to be on it. It is, it's within reach. Otherwise you wouldn't be having these thoughts. You wouldn't have this heart's desire. You wouldn't have this longing. You wouldn't have spirit be giving you all of these signs. They're saying that it is within reach. We have clarity, go within. Yeah. I always, when I see this card, I hear diamond activation. I know there's a diamond hovering above the crown chakra there. So again, a lot of you will be aligning to this diamond's activation. You'll be claiming this diamond's activation, rather. It's like you're really attuning and connecting to your soul's blueprint. You've been doing that work to connect to your human self, but you've also connected to your soul's blueprint. So you're connected to your DNA. You know where you come from, and you're very rooted in where you come from, in home, in ancestors, in your origin. When it comes to the physical side, like who your parents are, who your grandparents were, etc., etc. But you're also now very, very connected to your divine blueprint. I feel like a lot of you were doing this throughout 2024, connecting more to your soul, to your higher self. You could have been doing a lot of meditating. Some of you could have had like an Akashic records reading. Maybe this is what you do. But your Akashic records is your soul's records. And when I tune into the soul's records, the Akashic records, I'm always shown, firstly they show me a womb. And then it goes deeper and deeper into the womb. And then they show me this really beautiful old ancient library. And it's just filled up with different scrolls and different books. It's like you are tapping into these old scrolls, all of this wisdom that you hold within you, that you hold not only within your DNA, but that you hold within your soul's blueprint, your divine blueprint. And they're saying that everyone's blueprint is connected to a certain path of ascension. So there are millions and millions and millions of different paths of ascension that you can take. And it's like you're realizing this and you're really honing into your blueprint. You're like, right, this is my blueprint. So what pathway of ascension is best for me? What is God asking me to walk? What is the path that God is asking me to walk? What else, Spirit? Because you can get confused. I know when you first wake up and you start going down rabbit holes and you wake up to the fact that you're a soul having a human experience, and the supernatural realm and the spiritual realms are very, very real. It can be a lot to take in. You can get overwhelmed, particularly when you go online and there's so many different channels. There's so many people putting out all of this information. It's like you had to pull your energy back. This is what I did in 2024. I pulled my energy back from all groups, like online groups or chats that I was a part of. I had to pull back because you can get confused sometimes and take on other people's perspectives as if they are your own. So you completely honed into yourself and to your blueprint. Because this is what's going to help you best, and this is how you're going to best serve humanity. What else, Spirit? I'm hearing gatekeeper again, gatekeeper. So some of you could have really connected to your gatekeeper in your spiritual court. They feel a bit different to ancestor or like an angelic spirit guide because they're at a certain gate and they have it's a very divine masculine energy, very, very divine masculine energy. But they are at a certain gate. And they're not going to allow anyone through, even you, if you haven't connected to the frequency that you need to be at to hold that key to get through the gate. But it's almost like the energy of Archangel Michael. It's very powerful and it's sometimes almost overwhelming, that kind of energy. So you could have been feeling that from a certain spirit guide that may have stepped forward. It's quite overwhelming, very, very powerful. I'm just seeing armor. So maybe some of you are seeing an angel and they're dressed in all armor because it's very overwhelming when you actually see an angel. They're not these love and light, fluffy bunny things that sometimes people depict angels as. Like Archangel Michael is the right hand of God. He is ready and equipped for war. Do you know what I mean? We have the void, retreat, rest, pause. So this is where you guys were. 2024, you were in the void. You could have been having a lot of hermit moments, a lot of isolation. 2025, you're going to be stepping out. Again, I'm seeing this as a portal. I'm just seeing people jumping out of the portal now. So you went through one end of the portal in 2024, and now you're hopping out the other end of the portal in 2025. So 2025 is going to look very, very different for a lot of you. You could look different physically, but energetically and spiritually, you are completely different. And this is at the beginning of 2025. So imagine the next portal that you jump through and you'll be coming out of the end of 2025. You're not going to recognize yourself. Again, I'm hearing alien. So you could even be looking in the mirror, looking at yourself like who am I? Because of all of the work that you've done. And when you do go through spiritual awakenings and death and rebirths, it does change not only your physical appearance, but it changes your spiritual body. I'm hearing DNA makeup. So it also activates part of your DNA that may have been lying latent. So let's say you were raised by more like karmic parents and you went through like abuse or maybe neglect, and they programmed you with like lack consciousness. After you've reprogrammed your inner child and you've been doing all this inner work, you will activate new parts of your DNA that were lying latent, that were ready to be activated. So you were doing that in 2024. So going into 2025, you're walking into 2025 with this new DNA blueprint, but also being connected to your soul's blueprint. So you're walking into 2025 very, very powerful. We have here, it's like self-mastery. That's also what the key represents, self-mastery. So you will be committing even more self-mastery in 2025, which is why you're not going to recognize yourself. We have signs from spirit with love. Again, look, we have the bird. They were talking about birds earlier, but white birds, but birds that are connected to spirit, that are connected to what's sacred. So a lot of you could be seeing birds everywhere. Maybe you're also finding feathers, and these feathers will look very different from like any bird you've seen before, because these feathers are being left from the angelic realm. But again, I'm seeing someone literally taking a photo of an angel. So there could be a picture that goes viral in 2025 of somebody capturing an angel on camera and on video. And I do feel like this is why at this moment, it's why a lot of, it's why AI is coming out at this time. Because I do feel like there's a lot of images and videos that are going to be exposed when it comes to dark truth. So I'm hearing the dark web. So what people have been, the evil and nastiness people have been doing, all of that's going to be exposed. And then obviously with AI, some people won't believe it. They're going to think, oh, this is not real, this is just AI, when in fact it's actually real. And it also rings true when it comes to videos and photos of the light. So like capturing a real life angel or orbs being caught on video on camera. Some people won't believe it because they're going to think, oh, someone's just manipulated that's AI. But this is one of the reasons that AI has come out at this time, but it's more connected to the dark truths. So a lot of people who have been doing evil, who fall into their ego, into their lower nature, and been doing things that they shouldn't be doing that goes against human decency, AI has come out at this time to kind of act as like a cover up. But it's not going to work for children of God and for people who truly see. You're going to know what's real, you're going to know what's fake, which is why you've been doing so much work in 2024, because you're being prepared for 2025. We have a wake up call, listen and take note. Yeah, and it's 11. So you could have been seeing 11:11 everywhere, but obviously 11:11 is walking through that doorway, it's walking through that portal, and you're coming out the other end of that portal, 2025. But you took heed of the wake-up call that you were getting, and you're going to continue to take heed of this wake-up call of Gabriel's trumpet in 2025. And you're going to be really attuned to your intuition, which means you're going to listen to spirit. Some of you could be hearing your name being called a lot more in 2025, particularly the beginning, like January, February. You could just be hearing your name. When there's like no one around you, there's no one in the house. This is your higher self. It's that sign that you're moving on up to a high frequency, but it's also going to be your spiritual call, calling your name. Obviously, when you hear it, it's not going to freak you out. It's something, if you hear your name and you instantly get overtaken with fear, you need to pray. You need to be praying and you need to be rebuking that. But when I'm saying you hear your name, you know full well this is either it's coming from your higher self, your future self, or it's your spiritual call. If you're ever hearing something psychically and you get scared, you need to be praying. You call in your spiritual court, call in Archangel Michael. What else, spirit? Because a lot more supernatural abilities will be coming online on board. And I keep saying a lot of my spirit baby readings, there's going to be a lot of spirit babies that are going to be born in 2025 that have very powerful psychic abilities. They're very tapped into the divine, to the most high. We have family, circles of life. Do you feel like there's going to be a newfound understanding when it comes to death and grief in 2025? We could even see changes in certain workforces when it comes to people who are grieving. Like maybe people will get more time off work, or maybe they would just get more assistance and more help with going through the grieving process. Because right now it's a shambles. Spirit is saying it's a shambles right now when it comes to like 9 to 5 or like the corporate world and death and grief, because they don't understand it. Or not necessarily they don't understand it, it kind of gets swept under the rug because they need people clocking in, they need people there, they need people working. They can't afford to have people who are off, who are going through the grieving process. But obviously, if you want to get the best out of people, You need people being healthy. You need people being happy. And that includes people taking time out for themselves, particularly when they are grieving, because it's very painful. And you do need to be going into that hermit mode when you are grieving. What else, Spirit? One more card from this deck, please. We have ancestors, appreciation and healing. Yeah, and you see this, the way they're like all lined up. This is what I was being shown when you've done that work and you've pulled the shackles and the chains off of yourself. You free all of these ancestors going back. And it's like they were all in a line holding like gold and different gifts, and they're ready to give it to you. And this is the reason that you were born, that you were here in this lifetime, because you were chosen by your ancestors to be the one who is going to remove the chains, to be the one who is going to finish the work. That some of the ancestors, it's like some of the ancestors dotted around were doing the work, but a lot were just kind of repeating the cycle. So a lot of you had a lot to take on, and you went through a lot throughout your lifetime, from childhood to adulthood. You went through a lot. A lot of you would have, I just keep hearing abandonment wounds. So a lot of you had an abandonment wound, and you did feel invisible in life, and you're about to really and truly be seen. So it's like 2024 was preparing you to be seen and to be put into that spotlight. But your ancestors are so proud. And again, you've got this pregnant woman, so you've got the pregnancy, fertility coming through, and where you're going to be fertile with all of these ideas. Just like your ancestors, some of them will be holding gifts, some of them will also be holding ideas. So listen to the whispers that are coming from your ancestors, because remember that they are you and you are them. So a lot of you, like with me, I do automatic writing. So this is where my higher self or spirit will take over, and they'll write messages. A lot of you could have this gift as well. A lot of you could be writing. Maybe you're writing literature. Maybe you're writing a book. And they do say, like, when it comes to, they're saying like actors and actresses, a lot of them aren't necessarily acting. A lot of them are actually channels. So they're actually being taken over by the spirit of the character, or they get into that, they're like a conduit, and they're like a channel for a specific character. And this is going to be like, there's going to be those characters that kind of always stick with you. You know, like these movies that you watch, and they leave a mark in a good way, and they kind of always stick with you. And maybe they inspire you to want more for your life and want to do better. Or maybe you see like parts of yourself in this character. It's those kind of movies, and it's those kind of characters that spirit say they were actually channeling. Or maybe they were like partly channeling. And they're saying again, they're bringing it up again. They're saying how in 2025 we're going to realize how many industries and how many people are actually channeling. When it comes to their work and when it comes to who they are channeling the divine. And maybe they weren't consciously aware that that's what they were doing, but that's what they were doing. We have here Sanat Kumara, open channel, signs, codes, download sacred information. It's confirming that. The divine, the spark of God that exists in every single human being, even if it's lying latent, it's there and it's working through you in some manner. But there's going to be more people in 2025 who have been removing all of these masks that society and even ourselves, we tell ourselves that we need to be. We're going to be removing these masks. We're getting down to the nitty and gritty, and you're going to reveal your soul, who your soul is. Some of you could have Sanat Kumara as a spirit guide who walks with you. Maybe this is kind of that gatekeeper guide where now you've got yourself to a certain frequency, and they're talking about 144. So the 144,000 frequency, you pulled yourself up to this frequency. So now Sanat Kumara can come through, can come in and can assist you. Help to cause, saying miracles, and help to cause a divine intervention. We have Sita and Rama at the back of the deck, and it says Holy Union, Soulmate Connection, Romantic Opportunity. So a lot of you, I know Sanat Kumara is connected to divine counterparts, is connected to twin flames. So a lot of you will be meeting, coming into union with your divine counterpart, but many people will just be coming into union when it comes to your soul tribe. So you'll be meeting more people, whether it's platonic or romantic, who are part of your soul's tribe, but also hold that same frequency, who move from their heart, who hold Christ consciousness, and who are connected to their Christ consciousness. You're going to be coming into these kinds of friendships and these connections, and it's also going to be on a work level. So you'll be working with these people when it comes to career, but it's like two people who are very fertile with ideas coming together and bringing these ideas earthside, bringing these ideas into the physical. But in 2025, a lot of people will no longer be alone, who have felt like they were alone, who felt like they were abandoned, they were visible. You're going to be seeing, and you're going to be having a lot of people coming through for you. And it'd be very mutual, very genuine connections. No, they want this deck. Okay, can I get a few messages from this deck? What do the collective need to hear right now, Spirit? This is hard to shuffle. This one. Spiritual enlightenment, 1717, seeing self through the eyes of God. So this is that confirmation of you seeing your soul, but also you're seeing your human self through the eyes of your soul. And obviously the soul is created by God. So this is you seeing yourself through the eyes of God, through the eyes of the divine. So this is that confirmation of that vision I was getting. 1s and 7s, angel number, is very connected to the path of enlightenment. So again, it's that confirmation that in 2025 you're going to be seeing some significant shifts and changes within yourself and your path to enlightenment, but also on the greater scheme of things. So with humanity as a collective, you're going to be seeing this awakening that's been going on behind the scenes. It's being brought forward into the forefront. There's going to be no denying the awakening is happening. No denying in 2025. What else, Spirit? We have cleanliness is next to godliness. Holy Spirit, golden aura, cleanse, detox, spring clean. So again, it's that confirmation when it comes to health. Those of you who feel called to fast, then you need to be doing cleanses. You need to listen to your intuition and listen to your physical body. Don't let it get to the point where your physical body is completely burnt out. And when then you've got no choice to fast or to cleanse. You want to be listening to your body and your intuition. I feel like a lot of you do this anyway, but I know how hard it is sometimes to fast and to go on a cleanse and to abstain in that manner from food. But remember, on those days that you are fasting, you want to be praying more, you want to be delving more into your spiritual work and any rituals that you do. Some of you are being asked to spring clean. I mean, it's always good to spring clean at the end of the year. Not just in terms of the stuff in your room, although some of you do need to do that. I'm looking around at my room now. So some of you will need to spring clean like your clothes and things you have in your room. Maybe you got like a lot of presents over the Christmas period and you need to make space for those gifts. So it's like out with the old and in with the new. But also I will tend to spring clean my phone. So if you go through like old messages and photos, particularly of people who hurt you, who aren't in your life anymore, if you remove those photos and those videos because you don't need those anymore. One more. I want one more. This one. This one says, love knows not its own depth until the hour of separation. Love knows not its own depth until the hour of separation. So some of you could have gone through, I'm hearing karmic. So like karmic connections and relationships, whether this was platonic or romantic, you could have closed a lot of those out in 2024. I'm seeing someone kind of looking around at all of the people that are around them and all of the people that are in your life, and you're letting go of people who no longer serve you anymore. Even people where you've just grown apart. It's not necessarily that you're a bad person or they're a bad person or anything, but like any wrongdoing was happening in the connection. It's just that you grew apart. And obviously this is always going to be because the soul contract between you and these people has ended. And sometimes they end on not good terms and sometimes they do end on good terms. But a lot of souls contracts were ended in 2024. So there's certain people where you're moving into 2025 who won't be coming with you. They want a poem. So I get a poem from my deck. What poem do the collective need to hear for 2025? Thank you. So this one says, "The Lord is my shepherd." She recites the Psalm 23, her head bowed down and hand to her knees. "Please lift this heaviness. I feel a dark cloud hovering over me." She couldn't take it anymore, so pleaded with the Lord. Then a sudden force pulled the tension from her back. It told her to pick up the slack and pray more often to free yourself from a state of lack. The fog cleared from her heart and crown. She began to raise her head. Years it had been, wearing the same old frown. Now each day she begins to shine away, hands and head held high as she recites her prayers to the God in the sky. So again, we have crown mentioned on here and frown, and they were mentioned on the poem that I read at the beginning of the reading. So they're confirming that a lot of people will be crowned in 2025 and your frowns will be turned upside down. So those of you who've been kind of pondering, have been like, oh, have I actually been on the right path? What have I actually been doing? I've been doing all this inner work and shadow work, but what have I actually been doing? You're about to see what you've actually been doing. It's going to pay off in 2025. So they're saying again, do not give up. Don't you dare give up. And this isn't just God, this is your ancestors. Because remember, they're not pinning their hopes on you, but you were chosen to break the chain, and they know that you can do it. Is the reason that your soul chose to incarnate and be the one to kind of carry all of this heaviness and be the one who's going to really, really and truly rip away that chain from you and from your ancestors. You can move on up out of a lack consciousness. They're saying, don't you dare give up. You haven't come all this way for nothing. Did you want any more? I'll get one more poem. Can I have one more poem for 2025? This one says, "An upside down heart reveals a fresh new start. The pain will fade away, but the stitches are here to stay. Don't worry about your scars, they're a reminder that you've come so far. Strength, character, and lessons abound. A broken heart is a thing of the past. Cornucopia is on the horizon. Show gratitude and watch it last." Let me repeat the last few lines. "A broken heart is a thing of the past. Cornucopia is on the horizon. Show gratitude and watch it last." So this is literally confirming what was coming up throughout the reading. So I was with Virgo in the beginning. I was seeing harvest, like the goddess of harvest, and I kept seeing the cornucopia card that is in one of the decks here. But that's confirmation that cornucopia, that abundance, is coming in for a lot of you. It's like a fulfillment, an overflow of joy. Some of you could literally be winning something, or maybe that's what it feels like what I would imagine that people feel like when they win the lottery, when they win big. It's like an otherworldly overwhelm and excitement. It's like a lot of emotions that you probably be feeling at once, you know, that disbelief. It's like that feeling of that disbelief, and you're going to be feeling this in 2025 with the opportunities and blessings that are coming in, but also with how you have been doing the work to shift your reality. It's like a disbelief, like I've actually done it. And again, they're saying to show gratitude. So you want to be showing gratitude for where you were at, even if it's not where you want to be, because you know that you were putting in the work, and you were claiming that transformation and those changes to align yourself to the reality that is held within your heart, that you've always dreamt of since you were a child. Some of you is since you were a child, and for a lot of you it's also like in past lives. So you've been doing this work for past lives, and like in this lifetime, it's like a wrapping up. But in 2025, it's like you're going to be seeing all these seeds that you have been planting and watering. They're going to see them bloom in 2025. And not like right at the end. They're saying for a lot of you, it's going to be at the beginning, midway 2025. You're going to be receiving your spiritual inheritance. We have tsunami, wake up call. We have wake up call twice, and you see you've got the moon there. This is kind of giving me the energy of, I'm seeing a flood, but it's giving me the energy of a tower moment. So you know that necessary destruction, but a flood, obviously the flood is coming through and it whooshes everything away. This is what I'm seeing. So anything that does not serve you, literally anything in your physical body, your mental body, your emotions, your nervous system, your energetic body, your spiritual body, your ethereal body, it's all being wiped completely away. In 2025, they keep saying it. You're going to be like looking at yourself like, who am I? Like, who is this? You'll be looking at yourself like you are an alien. because you would have been carrying so much baggage, not just your own baggage from this lifetime, from stuff you've gone through, but the baggage of your ancestors. You would have had all of this on your back. So it's like that ugly duckling to a swan, they're saying. So you take this all off and you remove it from your back and from your energy body. You start to look different, but also more of your soul can come shining through. So you're seeing more of your soul. But a lot of you could have gone through huge wake-up calls in 2024 that were preparing you to step up into your sovereignty in 2025. I'm hearing I'm not having a repeat. I'm not having a repeat of last year. So for 2025, a lot of people are like, right, why do I do what I do? I don't want to be here where I'm at. So I need to get a plan, I need to get a strategy for that life that I deserve and for that life that I've always dreamt of. And you're not letting yourself down. You're not letting your ancestors down. You're not letting God down. What else, Spirit? Can I get one more card, please, from this deck? That's too many. One more card, please, from this deck. Thank you. We have lightning, power. Yeah, again, see, it's like that tower moment. And there's water again, like a flood again. And the flood is coming through, and now they're speaking about Noah's Ark and taking two of each. Noah's Ark and taking two of each. So it's like the flood is coming through. I feel like this is what a lot of people have been thinking is happening, you know, like the reckoning. And I feel like in 2025, it's going to be revealed what is actually happening. It's going to be revealed of the awakening. It's been going on behind the scenes. It's kind of been cloaked. It's going to come into the forefront. So we're going to have more realizations and aha moments. We're going to have more pieces of the puzzle to put together to realize what is actually going on. And yes, it's a reckoning. And it's a complete removal of all of the foundations and of the paradigm and of the life that we have been existing in for eons is coming to a close. And when you think about it, that is a lot. It's very, very heavy, which is why this density has been feeling very heavy and has actually been more dense than it has been in the past. We're like, my guides have been saying, we're at the peak of a spiritual warfare, and we've been at the peak of a spiritual war for years. But going into 2025... we're going to be seeing some shifts, and it's going to be shifting in terms of things being brought more into balance, but of people seeing more. And I'm hearing clairvoyance, the word clairvoyance. So more people are going to be seeing more what is actually going on. I'm going to get a divine door message. So what divine door message do the collective need to hear to close out the reading, Spirit? What divine door message? For some reason they're bringing up how like the type of reader I am. So I'm not like a fortune teller reader. Obviously, if you watch my videos, you will know I read more at a soul level and an energy level, more of a soul reader. That's how I would describe my readings, not a fortune teller reader. For some reason that was coming through. Maybe some of you are psychics and you wanting to like make your ability a profession. Maybe you're not sure of how to describe yourself or describe what you do. Because the way that you work is more an energy level, it's more at a soul level. But we have here walkabout. You discover your path in sacred walkabout. The trees are your people, the earth is your tribe. In indigenous lessons you find the will to survive. In indigenous lessons you find the will to survive. You see here it kind of looks like a broken down, uninhabitable, like empty house. It's giving me the vibes of somebody clearing out this house, or somebody walking in and seeing the potential, but it's like you go in, you clean it all, you clear out the house, and you get to work and you do it all up, and then you flip the house. That's coming through. So maybe some of you do that, you have dreams of doing that, of flipping houses. But it's like this is what you were doing with yourself. Like this is the energy that you were holding on your back when you were born, from your ancestors, but also you would have taken on some heaviness from humanity, from this density right now, because as I said, things are very, very dense. It's like you were carrying all this crap and all this debris within your energy body, and in 2025 it's going to look completely different. Like you've already been doing the work, you've already been cleaning in 2024, but 2025 is when you do like the before and the after. So 2025 is the after photo, is the transformation. What else, Spirit? Some of you as well, I feel like your throat chakra has been going through a huge transformation. Like with me, I didn't speak much when I was a child. And at one point, I remember I had to be taken to the hospital, and they did like testing to see if they thought I was deaf at one point. I still remember going to the hospital, having this machine, like hearing all of the beeps. And they were like, no, she's not, she doesn't have any hearing issues, she just has selective hearing. But when I was a child, I didn't like talk at all. It's probably like more so in my probably like mid-20s going into my 30s is where I actually really and truly started to find my voice and started to express myself. Some of you guys could be the same way inclined because they were asking me to share that with you. So you could have been doing a lot of work on your throat chakra and standing in your truth and not being afraid to put yourself out there and speak your truth. Because people need to hear your voice, and people, this is for someone as well, people need to watch your videos. So maybe you need to be starting a YouTube channel, but people need to hear your voice, they need to hear your story, they need to see you shine in your light, because it's going to act as a catalyst and a trigger for them to be doing the same thing, and then so on and so on and so on. It's like a domino effect of more people stepping on up into their light. Because we're all, as human beings, we're all interconnected, and we're all catalysts for each other in some way. We have Divine Guardian. Do not be nervous today or tonight. The path you are on will lead you just right. And you see how it's like a Buddha who's walking into, it's like a temple. But you see how he's all lit up and everything else is in this kind of like a grey colour. So you have got your colour back and you've got your joy back. And in 2025, you're going to be sovereign and free. They keep saying it, 2025, sovereign and free. That is the goal. That is the motto. So maybe you want to be saying this affirmation to yourself, 2025, I will be sovereign and free. But you have got your colour back. And maybe you hold this kind of bright, vibrant colour within your auric field. Or you will do in 2025. Let me just read it again. Divine Guardian, do not be nervous today or tonight. The path you are on will lead you just right. So a lot of you are going to be really pushing into the spotlight in 2025. And this is what 2024 has been preparing you for. So some of you could go viral, or maybe you're just going to be well known in your community. Some of you may need to speak publicly to a crowd. And that could have been a fear in the past, particularly with those of you who had problems, issues with your throat chakra. But there was a lot of angelic and kind of gatekeeper energy that is coming through. There's a lot of like powerful spiritual helpers and beings that are stepping forward for a lot of you in 2025 who will be assisting you on your path to getting you to being a sovereign being, to being free. Again, watch out for the bird signs. As a bird literally just flew out my window. So that's coming through for someone, and they'll be staring you dead in the face, or like dead in your soul. They'll be staring at you. Is that it, Spirit? Yeah. So that is all the messages that's coming through. I hope that did help someone out there, and I will see you in another video.